Was this just a major shakeout and we could expect that Bitcoin is going to turn around in these regions? Because yes, Bitcoin came all the way up to the price target of 31,800 US dollars. We nearly reached the 32,000 US dollars. But guys, could we expect this pump even higher? Or is Bitcoin going to dump even lower? And we're going to see this shakeout all the way to the levels of 28,000 US dollars, where we can see we got a lot of volume support. But guys, we're going to look at the lower time frames to find out what we could expect in the immediate short term, and we're also going to look at the DXY and the Bitcoin dominance. But guys, we're going to compare the previous cycles to find out what we could expect. So guys, if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe, and most importantly activate the bell so that you will stay up to date. Welcome back to B4Crypto, and yes guys, first of all I want to thank you all for smashing up the like button and subscribing to my channel, because this really helps the algorithm and this will also motivate me to bring even more content. So guys, we're going to start on the daily chart. First of all, to see the bigger perspective, where's Bitcoin at the moment and what could we expect? Yes, we saw this pump all the way to the 31,800 US dollars. We will also have some major resistance, and we saw this quick dump all the way back down to the 29,880 US dollars. But now we can see that Bitcoin is consolidating, and we need to find out in which direction will Bitcoin break out. And guys, first of all, we're going to look at the DXY to find out what is the DXY doing at the moment. And yes, we saw this perfect dump all the way to the levels of 99. So guys, yes, if we're going to see this continuation and break this major support area, we could expect a pump for Bitcoin. But maybe the DXY will turn around in these regions and we're going to form a lower high. And then we could expect that Bitcoin is going to see a dump even lower. And yes, this would mean that Bitcoin could come all the way to the bottom of this major resistance zone and that we could find support exactly here. Because yes, at the moment we are seeing a lot of volume in these regions. But let's go down on the lower time frames on the 4-hour chart, and yes, we can see we have the range high exactly here, round about the 31,000 US dollars, where we saw some rejections and some major resistance round about these areas. And yes, we had this major breakout all the way to the 31,800 US dollars. But yes, we didn't see this continuation even higher. Bitcoin came all the way back down, breaking this downward sloping trend, and we also found support at the bottom of this range low. So yes guys, at the moment we can see that Bitcoin is trying to break out from these regions. But yes, maybe we're going to see some sideways actions before Bitcoin is actually going to break out. So we are looking for a W that is forming on the lower time frames on the 4-hour chart that will tell us, yes, we're going to break this pivot level, which is exactly at the levels of 30,500 US dollars, so that we could expect that yes, Bitcoin is once again going to attempt to break this major resistance area. But guys, let's go on the 15-minute chart. And yes, on the 15-minute chart, we can see that Bitcoin found perfect support at the range low, and now we saw the sideways consolidation. But Bitcoin was holding this trend line, but at the moment we can see that Bitcoin lost this support line. I expect that Bitcoin is going to see one last week all the way back down, and then we're going to see a consolidation. But guys, what is going to be really important is that Bitcoin is going to hold the support round about the 30,000 US dollars exactly at the range low, because if we're going to break these levels, guys, I could expect that yes, we're going to see a dump all the way back to the 28,000 US dollars, where we see a lot of volume support. And maybe guys, this is just to shake out all the retail investors so that the big institutions can buy. Let's go on the news to find out what we could expect, but most importantly, what happened in the previous cycles. So yes, we're going to look at the Bitcoin cycle bottom index. And we're going to start with the year 2013, where we can see that Bitcoin had this bullish move all the way to the halvening. And after the halvening, we saw this parabolic run all the way to the all-time high to 1,135 US dollars. And in the year 2017, we can see, yes, Bitcoin had this bullish move towards the halvening, and after the halvening we started this parabolic run all the way up to 19,641. And in the year 2021 we could see that Bitcoin, yes, had this bullish move towards the halvening, but then we had this black swan event exactly here, where we can see that the price of Bitcoin dumped. But afterwards we saw this bullish move again towards the halvening and the parabolic run all the way to the all-time high in the year 2021 of round about 69,000 US dollars. But guys, at the moment we can see the price movement is exactly here, and we are still early, because yes, we could expect this bullish move towards a halvening, and then we're going to start this parabolic run. But maybe with all these big institutions, we could expect that Bitcoin is going to see a parabolic run before actually the halvening. But guys, we're going to come back to that in a second, but let's go over to the next chart. So yes, in the year 2016, and this was posted by Stock Money Lizard, a big shout out to you. So yes, we could see we had this this pump all the way to the all-time high, and then we saw a consolidation, and then another pump exactly here at B, and then we lost this critical support round about here, which held us in the bull run, and then we saw this dump all the way back down until we have reached the bottom for Bitcoin. But then we saw that Bitcoin came all the way back up to this very important line. We saw a consolidation, and then suddenly we see this pop all the way up. But guys, in the year 2023, where we are at the moment, we saw also the pump towards the all-time high, and then we lost this major level, this critical support, and Bitcoin found the bottom exactly here. And once again, we are at these levels where we can see the price movement is really consolidating and under a lot of pressure from this major support from the previous bull run. So yes, we could expect this pump all the way to my price target of $50,000 by the end of the year. But now we're going to look at the previous bear market where Bitcoin reached the bottom, and we saw this sideways consolidation and this pump, this pre-halvening pump all the way to these levels, and then we saw this consolidation and the big corona dump. But if we compare it with the price movement at the moment, yes, you can see some similarities, and this would be exactly the top of my price target in the year 2023. That we're going to reach $50,000. So yes, we can see some major similarities within the cycles of Bitcoin. And what I'm trying to tell you guys is, yes guys, entering the markets now is going to be a major opportunity. But yes, maybe we're going to see a major shakeout in these regions of $50,000. And why? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says crypto will transcend any one currencies, sees broad-based global interest. But guys, these institutions, these major institutions, what are they doing when they're missing the boat? Yes, they're bringing the boat back to them. And this could mean, yes guys, maybe we are going to see a manipulation in the price movement of Bitcoin, that we're going to see, yes, that all these retail investors are going to push the price even higher because of this good news of all these institutions, and we could expect a major pump. But guys, we could expect the dump and a shakeout from the markets all the way back down, because why? Yes, these major institutions, they want to enter the markets, and if they miss the boat, they'll bring the boat back. So we could expect that all these institutions will load up on a major black swan event. So what we want to do, guys, we want to take this move all the way from these levels and buy into Bitcoin. And if we're going to see that Bitcoin is going to top out in these regions by the end of the year, that we could expect, yes, we're going to see a small correction, because all these major institutions, they want to load up exactly here. They don't want to buy the highs. So yes, they know that after the halvening, we're going to see this parabolic run. So we need to be prepared to first of all buy Bitcoin in this era, so that we could expect a major pump all the way to the $50,000. Then we're going to take some profits, and then we're going to load up back after we saw a small dump. And yes, I believe that this spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved, because why? Yes, Europe's first spot Bitcoin ETF eyes 2023 debut after a year-long delay. So yes, this ETF got actually approved, and it's going live next month. And that is also why I think that yes, the spot Bitcoin ETF of BlackRock will be approved. So yes guys, we could expect a major influx of major capital that is going to enter the market. But guys, really be careful what you're reading in the news, because yes, they're trying to manipulate the overall markets. Bitcoin could plunge 70% to $5,000. Standard Chartered predicts impossible 2023 surprise. So yes, this article got published on the 5th of December 2022. But what are they writing now? Bitcoin is set to quadruple to 120,000 by the end of 2024, Standard Chartered says. So yes guys, we can see that the overall markets are just trying to manipulate, because yes, these major institutions, they want to enter the markets, and yes guys, they want to buy at a lower price. So yes, don't get manipulated by these major news, but let's go over to the charts to find out what is going to happen with the Bitcoin dominance and what we could expect for the major altcoins. And yes guys, at the moment we can see the Bitcoin dominance is getting some support in these regions of 49.8%. So yes, we could expect that the Bitcoin dominance is going to come a little bit higher and form a lower high. And this of course could mean that some of the altcoins are going to see a small correction towards the downside or consolidation. But guys, if we look at the overall crypto market, yes, we can see that the major altcoins are all at a major level, and we could expect this major pump all the way into the zones where we can see that Bitcoin is at the moment at this previous support from the previous cycle. So yes, some of these altcoins have a major push towards the upside, and this would be a major opportunity to maximize your Bitcoin and to cut off the US dollars. So guys, if you want to find out what I mean with cutting out the US dollars, you need to watch the next video which I'm about to post, because yes, you want to maximize your gains and your Bitcoin holdings. It is really going to be important that Bitcoin is going to hold this low and this support round about the 30,000 US dollars, so that we could expect that yes, Bitcoin is going to gear up and first of all break this pivot level and then come all the way back up into this major zones. But guys, keep in mind, if we're going to break the 30,000 US dollar level, we could expect a dump all the way to the 28,000 US dollars where we got this major volume support. So guys, if you like this quick update, smash up the like button and subscribe, and make sure to watch my next video so that you know how to cut off the US dollars. Make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.